Yo, what's up, guys? This is Skate Tutors, and my name's Clay Kinzel, and this video is all about skateboarding entering the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. And I'm actually a skateboard instructor, and I recently started my own company where I teach people how to skateboard. So a lot of my students are so psyched about skateboarding entering the Olympic Games. And a shout out goes to Freefall Energy Center in Quakertown, the brand new skate park that the local church just built. It took them like years and years to get it done. So shout out goes to all those people. Great job. Finally have a local skate park, and it's like Olympic training ground there. It's a great place to train how to skate for the Olympics. Not for me, because I just teach people how to skate. So basically, we're going to talk about a brief history about how skateboarding finally made its way to the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. And I actually wrote a paper. Obviously, I talked about it in my previous live video, and this is my second live video. And we're going to do a show. And this is a show, it's history of skateboarding, and we're going to talk about current events. And it's in the Olympics, and that's what we're going to talk about this whole show. It's skateboarding being in the Olympics. And this is the paper I wrote on it. It's called Skateboarding Becoming an Olympic Sport. And I'm just going to actually just read like 3 sentences, and it's the statement of purpose. This paper will cover reasons why skateboarding should be accepted in the Summer Olympic Games. I chose this topic because I've been interested in skateboarding for much of my life. Skateboarding is something I want to pursue for my future careers. And what do you know? I've already had 2 different jobs working in the skateboarding field. And that was my parents' skate shop called Joe's Board Shack. And now I have my own business. Obviously, Skate Tutors, teaching people how to skateboard. And now we're going to get into a little bit of brief history of how skateboarding finally made its way into the Olympics. A little round of applause for that. So basically, in 1998, snowboarding was finally entered into the Olympics. I guess finally, but it was strange because skateboarding's been around since the 1950s or before that. But it was strange how snowboarding became into the Olympics in 1998. And it was crazy because the coincidence on that is it was also in Japan. In Nagano, the city of Nagano, Japan, in 1998, the Winter Olympics kicked off and snowboarding went down, and they had the half pipe and they were doing like 360s, and the announcers didn't even know what to call this. They were like, they're doing little spins. I don't even know what they're doing. And they're like, well, let's move on to speed ice skating or something like that. They had no idea what snowboarding was, and they kind of thought it was a joke. And obviously, it's not a joke because Shaun White came to the scene, blew it up, flying tomato, red tomato. That's what everybody saw, his red hair. And he's just shot out to Shaun White because he's the man. And he won all those Olympics and those X Games. Totally changed the scene. So the Olympic Committee saw that, and they were like, wow, that's a lot of popularity for one sport. All right, so I'm going to stop real quick, and then I'm just going to say, if you guys want to comment about skateboarding becoming an Olympic sport, just comment below, and I'll respond to your comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe, because I do a show about my travels. When I do my skate lessons, I travel around different skate parks, different cities, and do lessons. And I do make a show of the different spots I go to. So if you want to check it out, you can click up here for more videos. All right, so back into the history of skateboarding. So it was called the International Olympic Committee, and they didn't want skateboarding in the Olympics. The reason they didn't want it in the Olympics was because they thought skaters were outlaws. I mean, the general public did, and people, and it was just like skateboarding was like frowned upon and wasn't accepted, wasn't good enough apparently to become Olympic sport. So in the 1990s, skateboarders didn't really have anywhere to go, and this guy created a camp called Camp Woodward. And the founder of Camp Woodward is Gary Ream. And this guy changed skateboarding. And Woodward, I've never even been there, but it's in Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania, right around here, where like you can see on the shirt. That's where I live. And Woodward's kind of towards the middle in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. They do gymnastics, BMX, rollerblading, and of course skateboarding. And it was just a huge place where everybody would go. So this guy, Gary Ream, wanted skateboarding to become an Olympic sport. So he had a fight against the International Olympic Committee to get it in. And also there was surfing fighting against the International Olympic Committee, and also rock climbing. The three different groups, skateboarding, surfing, and rock climbing, together had to put up a proposal to fight to get the Olympics to accept skateboarding. So on that proposal, and now we're going to swing back to skateboarding. So on that proposal, it had to have the history of the sport and the affiliated, excuse me, need some water. So the number one thing was the history of the sport and the affiliated number of national federations. So national federations of skateboarding, they had to have a certain amount to be accepted into the Olympic Games. Number two was how is it governed? Equality, gender participation. Obviously equal amount of women and equal amount of men that are in the skateboarding games. So there's an actually men's park skateboarding, and then there's street men's skateboarding, and then there's women's street and women's park skating in the Olympics. All right, and then back to the proposal, the third thing was, what is the value that skateboarding would add to the Olympic image? And skateboarding is huge now in America. From ages 6 to 18, it's the third most popular sport. So I would say that's a check right there on that one. And 4 is the popularity. Are the best athletes in the world competing in skating? And I mean, there's millions of skaters now, and I think that's another check on that one too. Millions of skaters, and there's going to be millions of more after skateboarding's in the Olympics this upcoming July 23rd. All right, and the number 5, the last reason for the proposal that had a check to get passed to get skating in the Olympics was the cost in staging the sport. And I think they can make a skate park out of ramps and wood well enough with a reasonable amount of money where it wouldn't cost too much. And also that part of that one is the financial status, and the financial status of skateboarding is, billions of dollars and billions of more coming in with it being international now. So that was the proposal. So Gary Ream took this proposal to the International Olympic Committee, and at first they said no. And they actually had to form a skateboard organization for America. And this was called the United States Association of Skateboarding. And I actually wrote about it in my paper. and about who was going to be the president of this organization. And I wrote in my paper in 2008, before Gary Rhyme actually got this position, he was going to be the president. And the vice president of the United States Association of Skateboarding is T Hawk. And you guys all know Tony Hawk. He's the man. Credit well deserved to that man. Did the 900, changed skateboarding. Now he's changing skateboarding with his influence on the Olympics, this Summer Olympics in Tokyo now. So they made this group called the United States Association of Skateboarding. The president of the group was Gary Rhyme. The vice president was Tony Hawk. And they worked together to fight against the International Olympic Committee. I mean, not fight, work with them to let skateboarding become into the Olympic Games. And through the Surfing Federation, the Rock Climbing Federation, and the United States Association of Skateboarding, they worked together to get skateboarding approved. But the president of the International Olympic Committee at first didn't want skateboarding to be in the Olympics. So the reasons were because they said there wasn't enough gold medals to be handed out to the athletes. I mean, that's kind of a lame reason, honestly, because just add the sport. So that was a reason why they couldn't do it. And I would try to say, like, yeah, well, snowboarding's in the Olympics. Why can't skateboarding? Because skateboarding's been around longer. And a reason they said that snowboarding was in Olympics and skateboarding wasn't, and I write about this in my paper from 2008, was that snowboarding the judging system was a lot more legitimate than the judging system for skateboarding. So that's clearly changed because, I mean, I think that's kind of biased right there in itself. But I think the judging system now is based on obviously technical tricks and obviously like flow, like just like being able to skate flawlessly, like doing a trick, crazy technical trick and making it look flawless, or just making it look like you're having fun skating. And I think creativity is also going to be a huge part of the judging system. But anyway, so the International Olympic Committee wouldn't let skateboarding become an Olympic sport. Then eventually there was a guy named Thomas Bach, and he became the president of the International Olympic Committee, and he actually won an Olympic medal fencing. And this guy was all about changing the Olympics and making it accept the new sports. So they changed the rule where they were able to add sports. At first, they wanted to take away a sport, like they were trying to take away wrestling and insert another sport. And that doesn't make any sense. Why would you take away a sport and make a bunch of people mad just to put in another sport that other people like? So that didn't work. They scratched that, and then they finally got Thomas Bach in there. He changed the rules. They voted on the rules, and they were able to add a new sport. And they were able to add more gold medals. They were able to add more gold medals and more sports, and they voted, and eventually, after a lot of back and forth talking with the Surfing Federations and the Skateboard Organization and the Rock Climbing Organization, they were able to work together, and skateboarding was in the Olympics, which is crazy, awesome. and it finally made its way. And you all know that the 2020 Olympics got canceled. Not even going to say why, but now it's going to happen. It's going to happen in Japan. I'm so psyched about it. And make sure you guys smash like if you're getting value out of this video. Also, comment about the Olympics. And make sure you guys subscribe for more Skate Tutors episodes. And that was pretty much the brief history on skateboarding. So a lot of shout out goes to, for the skateboarding side, goes to Gary Ream for organizing Woodward from the 90s and working with Tony Hawk to make the United States Association of Skateboarding to get skateboarding into the Summer Olympic Games finally. And now that skateboarding is in the Summer Olympic Games, I think it's a great thing. I think it's going to change skateboarding in a positive way. I think people are going to start skating. They're going to see skateboarding like they never have seen before. Or the people are going to see it for the first time. They never got a chance to see it. Now it's going to be on an international stage, and they're going to see it, and they're going to want to skate, and they're going to learn how to skate at a young age. And this whole generation of skaters is going to start skating, and that's why I'm so psyched, because I'm a skateboard instructor. Brand new park around me, the Free Fall Energy Center in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And I'm a skateboard instructor, so I got a lot of teaching to do, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new skaters that want to skate. And I think it's just going to change the culture of skateboarding, which is all the different cultures, that are going to get involved now in skateboarding. It's going to be one of the biggest sports in the world now, and who knows about who's going to win it. I don't think it's going to be that dramatic that skateboarding is in the Olympics. I mean, it's in like every commercial I see. It's like all over television. So like, why not have it in the Olympics? I mean, it's a long time coming, in my opinion. And I mean, I'm psyched about all the new athletes in it. Obviously, you guys probably all know, I'm really psyched about Andy Anderson. He made it to the Olympics. He's out of Canada. I've been skating his board. New setup. Pal Peralta skateboards. Awesome. Amazing new skateboard. It's like incredible. Like, been skating the new Energy Center, or Free Fall Energy Center, with this new skateboard on the swimming pools and the bowls and the street cement section. Has been crazy. Awesome. I've been doing lessons there. I wish we had more people watching, but we'll get more comments. It looks like we had one person watching, but that's all right. I'm expanding my YouTube channel, guys. We're going to get more people involved, and there's going to be another show next time talking about the Olympics. We're going to talk more about the athletes. We're going to talk more about the events. And then click up here if you want to see more episodes of my travels to my skateboarding lessons, to the different skate parks I go to and the different cities I go to do skate lessons at. I do a show about it called Skate Tutors. So make sure you guys smash like, subscribe, and then make sure you comment on this video. We got a lot of talking and conversations to do about skateboarding entering the Olympic sports. This is going to be one of the most exciting weeks of my life. I got a lot of lessons this week. I got a lot of, research to do on skateboarding. It's like blowing up. It's going to be in the Olympic Games. I'm so psyched to see the next level of skateboarding. But make sure you guys click on the screen if you want to see more videos, and stay tuned for more live videos about the Olympics. All right, guys. Take it easy. Make sure you take it easy, and make sure you tune in to the Olympics on July 23rd. And stay tuned for the next live episode of Skateboarding and Skate Tutors and Skateboarding Becoming in the Olympics. All right. Peace out. Out.